Welcome to our podcast by Truth Bomb Marketing. Did she really say that? I'm one of your co-hosts, Chef Katrina,
Heidi Muma.
and we're here to talk about a very important topic for you ladies. We're going to be talking about freebies. Now, if you own a business, one of the things we've always been told in the world of online marketing and in the physical world, if you own a brick and mortar, is that freebies are a great way to generate interest into your business, get people through the door, check you out. But is this really true nowadays? Do the freebies help you? Or are they just sucking the energy right out of your business? Let's
Yeah,
talk.
I mean they've been used for lead generation, for market research, and I mean sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's like I've also seen people use them for to boost their social media or to boost traffic to their website for like for branding purposes, for brand awareness, and those types of things. It's like, but they always, even though it's a freebie, especially in the online world, maybe not so much in brick and mortar, but even there, sometimes they're always, what are they asking for? They'll ask in either in brick and mortar. Sometimes they used to ask for your physical address.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're asking for your email address. So even though it's a freebie, they are asking something from you.
Yeah, there's an
And
exchange of
there's
something,
an
right?
exchange.
And their hope is that if you take a freebie, they can turn you into a customer. I mean,
Right.
that's to be truth, right? Like it's nothing more than it's a gimmick. Let's be honest. Freebies are gimmicks. Um, to entice you to learn more information around a certain new product or service, right? But as a new business owner or somebody that's getting started, does free always make sense?
Well, I think I mean, it's a double-edged sword because there's a good and bad to everything, like most things in life.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're using the freebies to build your email list, you're getting a lot of freebie seekers. And sometimes although like the hope is that you turn them into actual customers, because
Mm,
customers are not freebie seekers. They're people that actually buy something
yeah.
from you. And but yet it's like the hope is that you will turn, and I think over time, sometimes even though the freebies that I've taken, sometimes it's taken me a little bit longer to buy the product, but I might eventually buy it in the future.
Yeah.
But I think more often than not, what I have found myself doing recently is signing up for freebies and then forgetting that I ever signed up for it.
Yeah.
Like I'll get the email, get the opt-in. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll look at it later. Later never comes.
Yeah.
And so how effective is a freebie when I'm hearing more and more about people, it's like you don't take advantage of the freebie. So it's just putting something out there in the ether.
Yeah. Well, and I think you mentioned it a little bit before we jumped on is the energy time that it puts into this. So one of the things about running any business, and especially as we talk with female entrepreneurs, the one thing we have to conserve is our energy. And so much of what we do in our day-to-day lives is free support. Like, right, we're taking care of the children, we're doing laundry, we're running the dishwasher, we're cleaning the house. We do a lot of energetic type activities already just to take care of our day to day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now when you ask us to step into the business world, and I think this is where a lot of us women also hit that roadblock, right? Or hit that burnout, is because we naturally take what we do want to do anyways, which is help people. And then we create the freebie wanting to help more people have success, do well in their business, achieve something. Like we want that for each person that we are in contact with. So we create a freebie as a way to help them, like because we want to make sure they have the information they need, and because that's what we think we need to do.
Right.
On the flip side of that, how much energy went into creating that freebie? If it was even a PDF, I don't care if you're using AI generated formats, contents, and everything else, there's still energy and time that you've put into the creation of that ebook, that newsletter, that um free product giveaway, that sample, that sticker, that design, that image, like whatever it is, you've spent time creating it. Like you physically have exerted energy to bring that to life in your world to then hand it to somebody for free. So
Right.
that's one of the things that I has always bothered me is that we keep giving stuff away for free as women. And yet when I look at successful businesses, I mean, you have to charge out of the gate. Like you can charge 99 cents for something. I've seen a lot of authors charge 99 cents for their book just to help promote it. They're not giving it away for free for the promotion, but they will sell it at a lower price initially to generate the interest and then raise the price, which I think is actually the better way to go
Right.
than just offering the free.
I do think it's better. I think because like, here, like we've talked about feminine energies, masculine energies. It's a hot topic in a lot of circles. And here in Truth Bomb Academy, we talk about it a lot. But there's also the energy around money and that exchange of money. And even in I think it's like even in barter situations where it's like you feel like it's an even exchange. Oh, we won't bother with it. But if you actually exchange, like say your services are each $50, exchange the $50. You give me 50, I'll give you 50. It's that exchange that I recognize, and I think, and this is, I think, something that I've become more aware of is like everything, the different energies of the things around us. And money does have an energy. And it's like, even if you are charging, I think it's like, well, like 99 cents or something, just so that there is that exchange of value. And it's like, because it's a perceived value. Now, of course, you don't want something to be perceived as 99 cents, especially in today's economy. That seems pretty worthless, but that's all your perception of the economy too.
Yeah.
And what 99 cents, what value that is to you versus somebody else. And it's like you do 99 cents in Africa, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Well, and I think like when you get into the digital space too, because a lot of transactions take place through a merchant account,
yeah.
right? Like you are going to have to process a credit card. You're going to have to process some form of digital payment. And whether you're using PayPal, Stripe, Square, Shopify, you like any of the e-commerce platforms, you're tied into a merchant account. And even if you're using your bank's merchant account, right, there's still a percentage right around 3% is what they take out from the top, like before you even get the money. So you have to recognize that you're going to have a 3% loss the moment you make a transactional, exchange online. And a lot of times that's not built into our process. And I know that when we were looking at pricing things and creating our affiliate program for Truth Bomb in the Academy, like we wanted to look at, okay, what is it actually cost us? So if we price it for this, we lose this merchant fee with this comes off the top, because there's things that just automatically are deducted before you even get the money into your bank account.
Yep.
And most of us don't take that into consideration. We think we're going to get that full dollar amount, but that financially impacts your business also, right? Because now if you're going into that profit first strategy, if you sold a product for $100, but you're only getting 97 of it, now your $3 already off the top that you can't even account for in that whole process of putting that money into your bank account. So the idea of giving something away for free for me is that now you're in a deficit. Right? You're now negative 3%, because even though you didn't have a financial transaction, that even getting that email address, you're paying for an email service provider.
Yep.
And so you're paying for them to be on your list. Like almost every email provider out there charges you for the list size.
Right.
So
Well, even like back in the day with brick and mortar, and they're asking for your physical address, they're paying for postage.
yeah, they're paying for postage. Like
There is a payment to contact people.
yes,
Yep.
there is, right? There's a payment to contact people. There's a payment to reach out to people. Whether if you go to a networking event, you've had to drive to get there. There's a payment of gas and the usage of your vehicle to get there, right? Like nothing is completely free. And this perception that we have to give away something to get people interested, I think the one thing I caution everybody about is that people got smarter. And during 2020, 2021, when all of us were home on our computers, we exposed the entire world to the freebie crap. And they realized that it was crap. They knew, and it started to get smarter, that they were going to have to buy the actual product if they wanted something good.
Well, and that's right. It's like I think whenever I do sign up for Freebie, I'm always looking for what is their upsell?
Mhm.
What is the actual thing they want to sell? And I think that's where you could get into trouble with your freebies because I did actually I did pay for it. This lady's it was a book and it was inexpensive. It was like, I don't know, like $5 or $6. And I bought it, and but the value that I got from that book was like, it was like a 33-page book and 27 pages were about her. And I was just like, eh, I just started skimming it and I'm like, are you ever going to get to the topic?
Mm,
And I was like, so you really have to like the even though it's a freebie
yeah.
or a low cost offer, it still has to be valuable to the person you're giving it to, because it's going to give them like how much value or do they have in their real product that they're selling for $900 versus this. I mean, and I get it, the price difference is drastically different, but when I'm going to read 27 pages when it's literally all about her and her life, I don't care. And I
Yeah.
was just like, I mean, if it had something to do with, if it like was like how she get like, if it was 2 or 3 pages and it was like how she like how this affected her life or something like that, great, fantastic. But literally 2/3 of the book was about her. That did not give me any reason to buy something from her because I'm like, I've heard your life story and that's it.
Yeah, it didn't resonate. Like we
Yeah.
know that people connect with people, but if you over connect with people and you don't provide any value or anything transient that they can actually use, it's a waste of your time, right? Like
Yeah.
we can even look at this podcast. While this podcast is free to listen to, our goal is to convert you into a listener, a lifetime listener, somebody that comments, right? Somebody that engages with us, maybe shares our podcast with another
Give me
female.
5 stars.
5 stars, giving us 5 stars for this, right? But the idea behind this podcast is that we have these candid conversations. We actually get you to think, oh my God, did she really say that? Because you're up against, as a female entrepreneur, so much misinformation and myths that it is almost to your detriment. And it feeds into us women saying, hey, we want to help more people. But here's a reality check for you. I'm going to be totally straight. We did freebie marketing back when the internet was brand new. We
Mm.
had to. It was the only way to sucker you onto this platform. Okay. To be honest, we had to entice you to come over here where it was free to get something because it was a new space. And anytime you see a new business, a new platform open up, there is this freebie experience, right? The thing is that even now that we have you here, let me tell you, Facebook isn't free. TikTok isn't free. Instagram isn't free. YouTube isn't free. Listening to a podcast isn't free. There is an expense being paid by you right now for your time to listen into this. When you get on these social media platforms, you're expending what we talked about in our last podcast, the decision fatigue. You're in such decision fatigue, scrolling through pictures, images,
Mm.
videos, trying to figure out, should you listen? Should you not listen? You're in such decision mode all the time, subconsciously and consciously, that you literally are like burning yourself out energetically just by being on the internet,
Mm.
right? And so there is an exchange there. You are paying for your time to be on these platforms. But the question is it benefiting your life? Is it truly adding value to your life? Is it bringing on your hopes and dreams and really what you want? Is it connecting you to the people you want to connect to? Are you achieving the goals you want to connect to? Or is it just a distraction from your day-to-day life?
Thought.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
said
those
that.
are deep thoughts.
Yes. And the thing is that when you look at creating a freebie, can you create a PDF? Yes. Can you create video training? Yes. You know how much work goes into freaking a 5-day challenge? Holy flippin' crap. Okay.
So much.
There's so much time and energy that goes into creating a 5-day free challenge. It is insane. And the reality is we can't give you the value in a 5-day challenge. It literally is like dripping little bits of information, but we can't give you the whole kit and caboodle. We
Right.
can't tell you the best of the best, right? It really does require mentorship, coaching, diving into products and services that actually can help you build your business. The more time you spend seeking out the free stuff, the more you're wasting your time, to
Yeah.
be honest.
And the other thing is, it's like, I really want to, so it's like, if you're willing to work and do stuff for free, how much are you really value or hold your own value in regard and
Mhm.
highest regard? Like, how much do you value your time, your efforts, yourself? And it's like, and that's what I think a lot of it comes down to is
Ooh.
like, am I, and I talked about this on my last video, is about what are you worth, how do you feel about the price you're asking for your products? And do you feel like your product is worth it? Do you feel like you're worth it? And that all comes down to your mindset.
Yeah. That was crazy because when I was reading your last blog post on this one, about how to price your products, and a lot of the comments that we've been getting from women is like, I'm glad I'm not an entrepreneur, because we're promoting and sharing this blog post with a lot of different communities out there. And the interesting response is like, because I would undervalue myself. I don't feel like I
Mhm.
have any value. So it's so interesting when you watch how women respond to this content, is that they're so unconfident about stepping into the business world. I mean, I had an opportunity to meet some extraordinary, college kids that are wanting to build businesses. And these women are, some are outspoken, some are super quiet. Some are just like so timid. And I'm like, you're in an industry where hospitality is your background, right? Is what you're saying
Mhm.
you want to be, but that's human connection.
Yep. But
And
that's all it all is, isn't it? It's all human connection. It's all, how are you connecting with those who are listening to you?
yeah. And
Mm.
so being free and offering free and building a freebie list as you grow your business, you have to look at what is the benefit, especially in the beginning. If you're getting started, free doesn't
Mm-hmm.
always benefit you because it doesn't put any money into your bank account, to be honest. And if
Right.
you don't have money going into your business bank account, do you have a business?
Or charity service.
Or a charity service? I mean, cool charity service, that's good.
That's
That's where
cool.
you want to go.
I am all about charity, but when I started my business, it was not about charity.
No, it was about making money.
Because you actually have to have money to survive so that you can do charitable service, you know? And it's just
Yeah.
like, so I mean, but at the end of the day, it's freebies and giveaways have their place, but you have to be realistic about the outcome.
Yeah.
How realistic is this? And is it valuing your time and your efforts and you as a human being?
Yeah. And I think that's a great question. And I ask, all of you guys that are listening here on our podcast, really take that in and ask yourself, do I want to create a list of people that are freebie seekers that may never become paid? Is it worth the cost of your email provider? Is it worth the cost of sending out mail? Is it worth, like, the thing is yes, you want people to like, know, and trust you. But the other part of the coin is that if you pay somebody for their service and you're exceptionally pleased with their service, you'll continue to pay for that. That's why so many of you guys like specific brands, specific companies, specific phone providers, shoes, clothing, hair products, things like that, is that they've done a good job of connecting you to that value that you
Mhm.
perceive. That's why Lamborghinis have a perceived value. That's why a Porsche has a perceived value over a Toyota, over a, Honda. They each have their own perceived value to them, and that was done intentionally. So the question is do you want to be the lowest price on the market, or do you want to have value in the market? And I think, and I hope you say, I want to have value in the market,
Mm.
right? Because then you're somebody as an entrepreneur that recognizes that you have something to bring to the table, and that it's worth somebody exchanging that monetary energy with you. So both the giving and the receiving women, right? As much as we like to give, we also have to be of the ability to receive,
Mm.
right? And so receiving that income, having that money come into your pocket, I will tell you, your confidence goes up, your belief in yourself goes up, the ability of what you can do in your company and business start to increase. And you can then take that money and continue to move it forward through gratitude, through abundance, and through positive changes that you want to create. That's it. Anything else you want to add, Heidi, around this conversation?
No, this was good. This was good. It was just like, just what like I think it's like when you're looking at doing freebies or giveaways for your business or promotions or whatever, just always just think about it, was like, what perception do I have when I receive a free product? Do I
Mm.
have a high, do I value it? Or is the perception is like, oh, it's just a freebie. It's just, it doesn't really have a whole lot of value. And really, it's like, do you want people to have value for the things that you put out there?
Like this conversation. If you guys love this conversation around Truth Bomb's podcast, did she really say that? Then definitely comment down below. We love hearing from our followers, then our listeners. And as we continue to move forward this conversation, if there's anything you'd like to us to talk about, if there's a specific topic that you want us to address as a female entrepreneur that you would like our perspective on or training around, definitely leave those in our comments also. Also, to learn more about what we're up to, we are doing our live workshop series inside Truth Bomb Academy. So that is coming to the table. So you want to absolutely join us for our live workshop series where we walk women through planning and designing a business that fits into your lifestyle, into your flow, so that you know how to develop your brand, your logo, your finances, your marketing, design your team, so that you're completely supported in this process of designing and building a business. So if you want to learn more about that, head over to truthbombmarketing.com. Join today. Enrollment is now open, and we look forward to seeing you inside the academy.